Oh my, hello, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Johnny Baghead. I am back. Which is good, because there was a part of me that wasn't sure if I was going to stream today. I was feeling very, very sleepy for some reason. But I'm here. And, we got, some hot off the press news. I was just going to stream Dead Rising 2 Case West, the canon, full ending to Dead Rising 2 that for some reason is locked to an Xbox 360 arcade title. Though again, we're playing on Xbox One today. But we have a new trailer. So this came out like 2-3 hours ago. Straight up. And it is a demonstration, I believe, of Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I previously did my old 2000s gamer shouts at Dead Rising Deluxe before. Weirdly, out of nowhere, the most popular VOD on my VOD YouTube by like a huge margin, and it still gets decent views. And people did seem to take well to it. I only got like 2 really negative comments, and they were people who clicked on a video called Old Gamer Shouts At and thought I was too negative. So, what are you gonna do? But, oh, hold on. That is way too loud in my ear. Okay, that should be... That should be okay for the stream. I'm going to put it down a little bit more. There we go. Also, I have to point out... hang on a sec. The thumbnail for this, very cheeky. They used the pre-order classic skin for Frank, which gave me the impression they were going to announce that they had redone his model because he looks weird. Pretty sure they have not. So... Confusion? Some people, yes. Okay. No, there was worry. Did you watch my video? I was very worried. I am very curious to see if anything that I highlighted was stuff that I was concerned about. Reminder, my main concern was that a lot of the character model changes looked completely different from the original. A lot of the areas have been remodeled in a way that looks different, and their new lighting system makes the game look dark, and it doesn't look like a mall anymore. Well, yeah. You don't need to cover this. This is the same stuff. Come on, like most of the people watching this have played this game. Come on. Okay. I should have put myself in a circle. I don't know how to do that though. They say he's middle-aged, but that's not true. I think he's like in his 30s. Maybe not even. Like he's middle-aged in Dead Rising 2 Case West. Maybe that fits the whole thing of like he looks older. They've just aged him up. Okay. I'm gonna swap over here because I can see it bigger. So yeah, the same problem that I mentioned, that their new lighting, it's a very good lighting engine, but it makes the mall not look like a real mall where everything is very brightly lit. You know, because especially malls like this, don't want to really indicate what time of day it is. They want to be like artificially over the top bright, and they haven't really gone for that with this remaster. And also, the issue with the hair where it looks grey in some scenes, that doesn't seem to be fixed. So there he is. I will say, I think they have slightly changed his model here. Since we've last seen it. Not by much, though. I think what they've done, I need to look this up, actually. Let me see if we can find this very quickly. Yeah, I think... Hang on, actually. If I search Frank West Tokyo Game Show... someone must have it. Let's try prototype. Here we go. Let me make sure this is visible on stream. There he is. I think that this new design is based off of, like, the concept art versions of him. Not this version specifically, probably the next build up from this. I believe this is the original Tokyo Game Show reveal. I believe there was like one more trade show after this where they showed him. But yeah, I didn't realize this trailer had just come out, so I didn't really have a lot of prep time to get this stuff together. But there's a second build. I believe it's one that we've actually got, like, you know, off-screen camera recordings of, where he looks more like this. And yeah, the expressions, they've definitely improved expressions. Oh man, their commentary is almost as bad as mine. But yeah, see, like, here, let me go back a bit. This is not good. They've got to fix whatever it is, and I think this is an RE engine issue. That their RE engine, just how it lighting affects hair, just something's broken with it, to me. And this is, weirdly, an issue that seems to be worse in this game than it was in their other stuff. I don't know if that's some issue with, like, bringing all this content over to a new engine. But I do remember seeing Resident Evil 4 you know, the modern adaptation having some of this issue. But this project in particular seems to have it really bad. Yeah, they did improve facial expressions. Because funny enough, the facial expressions actually looked better in the, like, pre-release builds. If you go to YouTube channel Stippo, I believe it's like the 0.7 build. He's got like here's all the differences, and he shows that in that prototype he was more expressive, but for some reason they, like, toned them down in the final fin, so he kind of doesn't express very well. These are better. But it still is weird how different some characters look. And again, I mentioned this. That's a really cool change just for accessibility and giving people in other regions, like, options, you know, different voice options. But this guy here, who I've forgotten the name of, like, he looks older as well. Oh, this is okay. This is why they've replaced actors. Ah, there we go. I was waiting for the explanation because I noticed the agent there, he has a different voice as well.
テキストだけだったんですけども、今回はフルボイス化を行ってますんで、まあ。
I'm gonna be real though. I would rather have had the original voices than had this stuff dubbed. If they couldn't get the original actors back, and they're not gonna get actors who are at least trying to match that original performance, I would just take the original performances.
違った感じで楽しんでいただけるんじゃないかなと思いますね。
テキストで表現されてたところも全部フルボイス化されてる。
はい。
It's interesting because they have reused some of the original voices for characters who did not have like text prompts.
You ain't planning on going back down into the mall, are you?
結構ね、落ち着いた声で安心できるように。
I'm sorry, I have to make this joke, because hopefully they don't pull a Devil May Cry 5 with the casting of Otis here. If you know, you know. That's a little wink nudge. Oh boy, that was a weird choice.
Never listen to me.
ショッピングモールのメインエリアのパラダイスプラザにやってきましたね。
So, this is the area that looks like the most... Yeah, see, they even admit it. This has a different vibe. Yeah, because you've changed it. Yeah, see, this is... Oh god, this is even more... This is 2 on 8, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be like a middle America mall, right? I forget where Willamette's supposed to be. Let's check. Dead Rising Willamette. Where is Willamette? Colorado, isn't it? Yes. And, you know, this is a town that's supposed to only have, what, like 50,000 people? And they have this, like, crazy-looking mall. Also, we can see the mirrors no longer working here. It's weird that they're demonstrating this. Also, I know some control differences here. D-pad. Hoping there's a classic control option, because I'll be honest, having changed weapon on the D-pad is more awkward. Because having it on R1, L1, or RB, LB, meant that you could change weapons while moving. And now you can't. Unless you're gonna, like, claw finger. But we'll have to see on that. I don't think I noticed that some of the button layout had changed. Oh, okay, so you can move while holding throwable objects. What the fuck? What was that? I hope that's not in the game. It is weird they're demonstrating this in a way. It doesn't feel like it's, you know. I thought we'd want to be seeing like the differences based on people who had played this game before. But they're playing this like this is a new game. It's very weird. Okay, I'm starting to worry if those crowd noises are in the game, because that's... I don't like those. Like, that is far too goofy. Oh, hey. Okay, they've got some new camera mode stuff in there. That's cool. Yeah, a lot of fans want the screen to be filled with as much of the game itself as possible. Oh, hey, that's cool. That's a nice feature. I'll give them that. Again, I think gameplay adjustment-wise, I like those changes. It's all aesthetic changes that I'm not a fan of with this. Also, boy, there are not a lot of zombies in this bit, but I'm guessing that's turned down for this trailer. Like, they've purposely lowered the zombie count just to give them an easier time.
ません、チェーンソーがやばい映像になりそうなんで、一旦
ハンマーとかで
こう取り直していいですかね。
いいですよ。まあ別にモザイクするんで大丈夫ですよ。
そうです。オリジナルですと、
Oh god. The fucking making content for YouTube nightmare stuff there.
もう一回いきます。
これも大概えぐい映像ですけど。
I imagine this is because I believe this is the case with the original. The Japanese version doesn't have the dismemberment. Unless you and nowadays you have to buy like I think it's like Z rated or O rated versions that are like not on display. You have to ask for them and they're in back rooms. Most of the public releases don't have dismemberment and gore in Japanese versions.
オリジナルですとこういう壊れるまで相手の状態というのが分からなかったので、
Well, yeah, you did.
壊れるか分かりづらかったみたいなね。
You didn't know how far, but you did know a bit.
とかがあったんですけども、今回では
I don't mind them showing this though, even if they're
相手の
wrong.
状態というのがより分かりやすくなったかなと思います。
Okay, if they had said, "Oh, you didn't know how much you could use a weapon," sure, but it did blink when it was about to
よ
break.
くね、武器こう使ってて連打してたら横の武器使っちゃってみたいな。
そうです
ね、暴発みたいな。
No, this is just wrong. Did you not? Who knows? Maybe this is mistranslation,
ありましたもんね。
but like that's literally wrong. Oh, they kept this on.
こういうゾンビパニックでならず者とかもいますね。あれ？曲が変わってない。
Yep. God, look at all this stuff they're having to do. Oh, look, BGM streaming.
まあここのレジャーパーク。
The fact that they did this and had to worry about like being demonetized or age gated, and so they're having to worry about the copyright
何
music.
回も通るので聞きなじみのある音楽流れてないなと思うんですけど、ネットでのこうゲーム実況用の配信設定っていうのをオンに
God, that just.
してます。なので配信
I mean, it's cool they're showing this off, but just the fact they're even worrying about it.
オンにしていただくのがおすすめの設定になってます。もちろんオリジナルで入ってたライセンス楽曲っていうのはそのまま収録はされて
Yeah, they mentioned that, which is cool.
普通に遊ぶ方は
That they've kept all the original licensed music.
特徴的な音楽流れるようになってますので、そこはご安心いただければいいんじゃないかなと。
今回追加された機能として、
And the other feature we added
めっちゃ死ん
is.
でる。今回追加された機能としてクローゼットっていうのがあります。フランクが
Oh hell yeah! They added the Dead Rising 3 clothes closet.
っていうところがここに表示されてまして、いつでも着替えられるようになってます。
They might have based some of his appearance off of Dead Rising 2 Case West as well.
やっぱりオリジナル版の見た目がや
Yeah,
っぱり気に
there are, but you know, don't put this shit behind a fucking pre-order.
怒られるでしょうか。そういったところも楽しんでいただ
Like, this is the problem I have with this, is that they've changed it enough. They acknowledge that people aren't liking the change. But then putting it behind a pre-order, it's very shitty.
人と知ると言いますか。
Like, make it an unlockable or
こ
something.
のショッピングモールのマスコットとなっている蜂のキャラクターの着ぐるみです。
Okay, this video is almost over, by the way, so they didn't really address any of the issues that I had.
これを今回コスチュームとしてやってみたらどうかな
Also,
というところで追加させて
Fucking most of this is showing off their pre-order bonuses.
羽とかお尻がフリフリ動いて結構ファンシーな感じが。
走ってる時のお尻フリフリがすごい可愛いんですよね。
そうです。
I'm gonna say, maybe this just speaks to maybe the feedback they are privy to, but it's weird that they say, "Oh, this was to help
っていうんですかあれ。
alleviate confusions or concerns," but they haven't addressed any of the issues I have.
はい、ということでプレイの方いかがだったでしょうか。
No, you didn't address
デ
any.
ッドライジング、デラックスリマスターなんですけども、パッケージ版の発売日が
I noticed that weird thing that the physical version's coming out later.
はい。ダウンロード版と離れての発売にはなるんですけども、ダウンロード版パッケージ版お好きな方購入いただいて、どちらも
Okay, and that's it, I think.
いただければなと、はい、思っております。はい。 まあこれからもデッドライジングデラックスリマスタ
And
ー
yet they'll have
の
more
情報
info.
もお伝えをしていきますので、はい、引き続き、よろしく
This
お
video
願いできればと
straight up
思
lied
っており
though.
ます。はい。
Hang on, I'm gonna mute this. I want to find the specific line. Yes. Here we go. A lot of excitement and some confusion. Confusion? Some people were worried. Yes, they were. There was a variety of feedback, but we're very grateful for all of it. Not sure if I'm happy with worried. Confusion is a better word for it. Weird phrasing there. But, okay. From a game here, we'll just leave this playing with the volume off. Let me skip to gameplay. I'll say A, for a demonstration that's supposed to be for like people, you know, hey, we're showing the changes, we're showing what's different. They did do a great job of that. Most of the way they played this was if like this is for people who haven't played Dead Rising. is how they presented this. But this did clear up some things. So this explains why most of the cast is changed. Is that they've recorded new lines, and obviously, even if you got the original cast back, they would have to redo their lines because it would be very hard for them to record new lines and make them sound like that they fit in with the original 2006 lines. Fair enough. But legitimately, I would rather have had the original performances and not had the dialogue be voiced for the text. If anything, I would want the option. Just let me use the old voices if I want them. Like, that's what I would do. But the issues I have, which is redesigning Frank, a lot of the characters being aged up, the way the lighting kind of ruins the atmosphere, you know, the artificial lighting mall vibe, a lot of that's gone. The lighting issues with the hair, as you could see, it's really bad there. Like, if you have brown hair, lighting doesn't make you look grey that often. Like, it is possible, but it's not as bad as this. He's supposed to have way darker hair than that. If anything, they showed off the fact that Paradise Plaza, they've just redesigned it and made it look more ornate. And I still think that's a mistake. It reminds me of the Blue Point remake of Demon Souls, where they just go over the top and super ornate, and they like really like beautiful art, but they completely change the mood and look of like entire areas and buildings and enemies and encounters, and change a lot of the environmental storytelling, both intended and unintended, because unintended, you know, results of art still matters. A lot of times things will happen in the creative process that wasn't intended originally, but then fits what the artist was going for. So it is important to keep things that way. Again, the gameplay additions look nice. I do hope the controls are customizable, because putting weapon swap, item swap on D-pad, I think is weird. That's a weird choice, because, and we'll see it when I play Dead Rising 2 here, that's how you change weapons while being able to move. Now you're going to have to let go of the left stick to cycle through items. And yeah, they didn't address any of the stuff, or, you know, as you can see in this bit, you can tell this is not a real-time reflection on the mirror anymore. They didn't address that. Look, yes, I'm going to be a bit more negative than some people, because Dead Rising 1 is quite a dear and near game to my heart. It's one of like the first one of the first Xbox 360 games that I was like really excited for. Like, I played that demo I think it was a demo, but I watched the trailers and played the demo, like, so many times. And played it so much on my 360. And there's so much that this remaster is doing that is great and is exactly what I would want. But, like, anything that comes to the art style, the aesthetic, visuals, is a complete downgrade to me. Because, yes, the models are higher polys. The textures are a lot higher polys. But the art direction, which, as I mentioned when I did the first video, was inferred somewhat by the technology at the time. You couldn't do this type of real-time lighting, so it made sense to use this kind of setting. But it doesn't look like a mall anymore. This kind of lighting would be really cool for the nighttime things, because Dead Rising 1 does have this weird thing where they put this, like, weird artificial glow of light around Frank when he's running around the mall at night. So seeing, like, a truly lights-off version of the mall would be cool. But they've run into the problem where the lighting just looks too dark. It looks lit in a way that doesn't fit the setting. And just some of these changes are just, like... You know, I think when you're doing a project like this, you can't go in there and think things in the art are mistakes. Because you can never truly know. And you risk stepping on the fact that people love those mistakes. To most people, those mistakes are seen as integral to the original art. Like, this is less a thing about even this remaster. Like, a lot of remasters have this issue. As much as I like the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remaster on 3DS, there are some parts where it's just, this looks entirely different. Like, you've just changed the art direction here. And I know Majora's Mask apparently goes a bit further with that, but I haven't played that one yet. Silent Hill HD Collection is a great example of that, because when they retextured some of the areas, they didn't even try and match the original look of the textures, and just some areas just don't look right anymore. And the same with changing voice acting. Like, again, if you're redubbing all these lines, I get, if you're dubbing lines that weren't dubbed before, you need new actors, and if you can't get the original actors, you can't get the original actors. I don't know. Couldn't you have just waited? I'm sure TJ Rotolo would have come back if you had just been patient. Who knows? Who knows? But I would still tell people, hey, look, we get it. You love these original actors. We'll give you the option to listen to them if you want them. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm being a sourpuss, because... But I just want to, make a heartfelt plea of, like, this is how I feel about this stuff. I think artistic intent and art direction is important in this stuff. And granted, as far as we can tell, the original 2016 remaster isn't going anywhere. And if it did, then that would be a huge problem, because you are literally taking away the ability for people who don't have it to experience the original game as intended. Obviously, you can buy used copies of the 360 version. I don't know if you can play on Xbox One, but, you could go and find a 360 out there, but still. So, yeah, I still have, like, a mixed bag from this, where I can't call this bad, but I do question some of the art style changes. Obviously, changes this drastic to the Paradise Plaza, it's far too late in development to change that stuff. If someone came around and said, look, you need to make this look more like the original game... That's probably like that's probably like this would not be coming out until 2025. But I would feel they would at least look at stuff like, okay, something's up with the lighting, stuff's wrong with Frank's hair. Heck, but here's the thing, early on in development, I would have looked at some of the changes affecting the models, affecting the hair, affecting the mirrors, and gone, okay, if it's going to affect this stuff, we should stick to MT frameworks, even if it will look dated compared to, like, stuff we're doing now. Because obviously they're using the same in-game animations. That stuff is going to look dated regardless. Not in a negative way, but compare it to games nowadays where most of your animation is based on motion capture mixed with procedural animation, whereas this game is mostly hand animated animations for Frank. Though there is some mocap stuff mixed in there, though most of his mocap is in the cutscenes. Like, so yeah, it showed some stuff that was cool. I still think gameplay wise they're doing a lot of right things. Though again, the other thing I always say is options are always great. Give people the options to disable or hide things if they don't want it. But I do think visually they're just not getting it. I don't think they're getting what Dead Rising was supposed to look like. And that's a shame. That's a shame, because yeah, it really changes the mood, because it makes it look like it's kind of conflicting, because the lighting makes them all look less complete, or like that it wasn't active up until recently, because it looks like half the lights aren't working, or they haven't put all the lighting in, or this place is like half abandoned. But at the same time, they've made the place look very ornate, like, you know, very advanced. Like, I can't think of many malls I've ever been in, if any, that have like this amount of effort put in just like the aesthetic of it. And especially for the setting, this does not make sense. Like, it's not... This makes more sense for Dead Rising 2, because you're in a resort town. But this isn't a resort town. This is, like, again, a population of something like 50,000. Anyway. Let's move on from that. We're done with that for now. You know what? I'm going to swap over to Case West. I'm just going to split the recording here.